Good morning, students. New chapter, manufacturing industries. What are manufacturing industries? The place where primary good or raw materials are changed into finished product or goods using machines are called manufacturing industries. Just take the example, sugarcane juice is made into sugar, that is in sugar mill. Wood pulp into paper means cutting down of wood changed into timber, and wood pulp is changed into paper. Iron ore dig from the inside the earth into a steel or other iron materials. Even crude oil into petrol, diesel and kerosene. So all these are the manufacturing industries. This manufacturing industry was introduced in India by the Britishers in the middle of 19th century, and slowly it developed in India, and it is considered as important, or it is considered as the backbone of any country. Classification of industries. Industries can be classified on the basis of raw material, management, size and other. Like here, according to the source of raw material. Agro-based industries, those industries which depend upon agriculture for the supply of their raw material. Example, sugar from the sugarcane, jute from that is a jute fiber or a rope is made from the jute, cotton, vegetable oil, food processing industries. These are agro-based industries. Mineral-based industries, those industries which receive their raw material from minerals, like iron and steel industry get mineral iron ore, aluminium from bauxite. Shipbuilding industries, there are different metals are used here, so shipbuilding industry is also a mineral based industry. Animal based industry depends on animals for their supply of raw material, like woolen, silk, dairy products, poultry, hides, skin, leather industry. Now woolen that come from the sheep, silk from the silkworms, dairy product from the kettles. So if they get the raw material, they produce all this material, and this is a manufacturing industry based on animal. Then forest based industries. They receive their raw material from the forest products, like cutting down of the tree, and then they make the wood pulp, and from that they make the paper, cardboard, even tanning of leather is done through that. And there is a saw industry which do the cutting down of the planks, making of the planks for different purposes. Now next is on the basis of consumption of raw material. Heavy industry and light industry. Heavy industry needs more capital, sophisticated equipment, skilled and unskilled labor, and large quantity of raw material. Its finished goods are heavy, so they use minerals like iron ore, which is used to make iron steel or different iron products. It also used in making up of locomotives and other mobiles, or you can say different screws, nails, all that has been made from the iron. Light industry, these industries need less capital, less number of workers, and its finished products are lighter because they are making the smaller parts which join together and make a product. Like they make the parts of the fan, parts of sewing machine, parts of television or electrical goods. Smaller things has been made, and then they produce a ready-made one product, that is a sewing machine is produced by assembling all these products at one place. Now classification of industries according to size. Large scale industries, medium scale industries, small scale industries. Large-scale industries employ large number of workers in each unit and produce on a large scale with a huge investment on raw material and machinery. Means their production is more and they give employment to a large number of people, like automobile and iron and steel industry. Even cotton textile industry, if we say, it is also a large scale industry because it also give employment to a large number of people from you can say from picking the flowers, doing the ginning work, making the bales and sending it to industry for making the yarn and weaving of the cloth. All that is a large number of labors are required in this. Medium scale industry employs neither too high nor too less labors. Means here the normal average labors work here, like it have a radio or paper mill or cycle industry. Small scale industries are small industries run by an individual in which a few workers are employed and goods produced are mostly for daily consumption. Means whatever is produced is consumed on a daily basis. Like rice mill you can say that polishing of rice and ready for the market and for consumption. Flour mill, grinding of the wheat to produce the flour. Bakery, all these are the small scale industries. Now classification of industries on the basis of ownership, means who owns these industries. According to sector wise, there is a private sector industry, public sector industries and joint sector industries. Private sector are managed and owned by individual industries or firms manufacturing engineering and electronic goods or anything, like just take the example of Reliance. Okay, so they are the private sector industry. Public sector means government, it is under the government and they are owned by the controlled by the state government or the central government. These includes the public utilities things like railways, transport, telegraph, refineries, irrigation projects, means related to the welfare of the public. Like example is Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited or Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. These are the public sector industries. Joint sector industries. Joint sector industries are those industries in which there is a contribution of both private and public sector. They have a ratio of like 40-60 or 60-40, that is the ratio of public and private sector. In this you can take that it have under the state government as well as the central government and by the some other individual person. Like you have a Oil India Limited, it is under the government. There are number of sugar mills which is run by the farmers as well as by the government. So that comes under the joint sector. Now, factors affecting the location of industry. If any industry has to be set up, two factors have to be keep in the mind. One is geographical factor and other is non-geographical factor. Geographical factors are first raw material. If raw material is easily available in that particular region, then industry can be set up easily, like sugar industry, because sugarcane farms are near about, so it is easy for setting up of the sugar industry because the crushing of the sugarcane have to be done within 48 hours, otherwise the sucrose will decrease in it. And it also reduces the cost of transportation. Second, power supply. Power supply is very important just to run the machines. So for this they depend either on the thermal or the hydroelectricity. If they get the hydroelectricity, it is very good for them, and if they have a thermal like Tata Iron Steel Industry at Jamshedpur, it is set up near the Jharia coal field. Why? Because this coal is easily available for producing the electricity. Water supply. Now few of the industries required water for the processing of their products. So water is also important factor. Then climate. Climate means whatever they are manufacturing, they have their market for that particular product or not. Just take, if they are producing the cotton textile and they are producing in the northern India, so its consumption will be less as compared to southern India, because southern coastal area always have a hot and humid type of climate, so they required cotton clothes. Or if we produce woolen textile in southern India, so its market is not southern India because it have a hot and humid climate throughout the year, and in the northern India they have, so it is ready market present in that area for its consumption. Transport. Transport is also a main factor, because if things are manufactured, it have to be sent directly to the market for the consumption purpose. So it requires a good network of transport, or if they want to export the things, so it should the transport or the railway or road should reach near to the coastal region, so they are able to sell or purchase or new machinery, or they can send their goods easily. Labor. Labor is also very important requirement, whether it's a skilled or unskilled labor, because without that it is very difficult for them to run the industry. So sometimes laborers move from one state to another state and they do the work. Like if we have the iron ore digging and it is in that particular region, so maximum laborers are found in that area. Like just take the Jharkhand. They have the maximum labor who are working as a miners in that particular region. So there is no problem to get the minerals easily and at the less rate. Non-geographical factor. This is also very important factor. In this, capital is the main importance. Why? Because without the capital, capital means money. Without the huge investment or by the industrialist, industry cannot be set up. Either the government will give the money to the industrialists to set up the industry, or the industrial individual is able that have that much of capital to set up the industry. Second is efficient and enterprising organization and management. Now why it is important? So that they can tackle the problem of laborers, so that the laborers will not cause any type of strike or lockdowns. They can able to run the industry properly. There should be highly specialized industries should be there, and the workers what they, to whom they are employing, they are well aware about the technology. Bank. Bank and credit facility is important. Government has set up this on a large scale so that the people can take a loan on a less interest and set up the industries. Government policies. Government policies plays an important role in planning and location of industries besides solving the problems of the public. Like if the industry has been set up in any particular area, so these policies look after that these industries are eco-friendly, they are not causing any type of air pollution or water pollution or noise pollution. Industry cannot be set up in a urban area. It should always be outside, outskirts of urban areas, so that it will not cause air, noise pollution. And they also check water pollution, means water should be treated before throwing it into the river. Then government also look about the industrial zone, and they see that where the land is, that land have near about all the other facilities like raw material, water supply, power, all that they look after it before giving permission to set. Now what is the importance of manufacturing industries? In the starting I told you that it is a backbone of any country. So why it is considered as the backbone of development or of any country? Because it helps people by providing job in secondary and tertiary products. Secondary means primary is the first, where we have the raw material. Secondary is the where manufacturing has been done, and tertiary is there where the things can be supplied, that is the road, railways, all that comes under the tertiary industries. Now, industrial development also do the eradication of unemployment and poverty, means it provides employment to a large number of people. Then export of manufactured goods help in gaining foreign exchange, means we are exporting, so what happen, we get the foreign exchange, foreign money we get. So because of that the economic condition will develop. And India's prosperity lies in increasing and diversifying its manufacturing industry as quickly as possible. Means if we develop more and more industries, more and more, that means number of industry will increase, that is a good industries, then the economic condition of India will be good, and it will give more employment to the number of people, and India will be considered as one of the developed countries. I think this much part is clear to you. We will continue this chapter in the next video. Till then, thank you.